So Meta have just made a change and the marketing world is talking about it, but nobody seems to be talking about it from a luxury marketing perspective. And that change is that we can now use 730 days worth of purchase event data to create audiences rather than 180 days. So we used to only be able to use 180 days, which is a really short window when it comes to luxury shopping. But now we can use up to 2 years worth of purchase audience behavior. And in this video today, I'll run through what's already happened and also how you can use it within your brand marketing and your ads now. So let's talk through what the change really means, why this is important for brands with lower volume, especially luxury fashion brands. Meta tracks every purchase that goes through as a purchase event. Historically, we could only look back at 6 months. And if you think about the life cycle and the purchase behavior of luxury shoppers, potentially they shop seasonally, potentially they shop per annual occasion. So that data is extended to 2 years. We can now capture more people in the custom audiences, and then what we can do is either exclude them from our ads if we actually don't want to class them as a new customer, or we can use that data for retargeting, and we might want to, if somebody purchased last year, get the data from the previous year and retarget to them this year. So there's multiple ways that we can now play around with the data to either create new audiences or exclude audiences. So this change is quite exciting for luxury brands and also small spenders when it comes to Meta. We can actually have a bigger pool of data, more data points to give to Meta, and that only means good things for finding audiences that are right for your brand. But let's clear up one thing. This change has already happened, and there were lots of questions around whether it's going to change your reporting and update your ads. So let's run through what's actually changed within the accounts. So this change came in on May the 18th, and in some accounts that are using 180-day custom audiences already, you might have seen that these have been automatically updated to 370 days. So if you're running custom audiences that are using 180 days in lookalikes, or you're using them in exclusions, go and check your account because this potentially has already been updated by Meta in your accounts. And then the biggest change and where you can actually use it is if you go and create a custom audience within Meta and you choose the custom audience of purchase behavior, then you can add in 730 days rather than being limited to 180. So if you run through these steps to create your custom audiences, you've got your core data and you can create lookalike audiences from this, or you can use that core data to exclude from your ads. So let's just be clear, because I've seen this being confused a couple of times. This isn't a change to your reporting. And if you've got your ad set up as an attribution window of 7-day view, 1-day click, then that doesn't change. Your reporting and your metrics will stay the same on that attribution window. This change is on how many purchased events you can actually put into a custom audience, and then you can use that audience for different reasons within the ad. So it's more around the options that you've got when creating and building the ads, rather than it having a huge impact on your audience behavior. The only caveat to this is if you have already seen the changes within your account, or you're using the 180-day audience and Meta have automatically updated it, that might mean that your ads reporting from before the May 18th change to now is different, because your pool of people in your bottom of funnel, for example, if you're running bottom of funnel ads, will be bigger, and that potentially has changed the impact of the ads. I mentioned that your reporting wasn't going to change, and it definitely won't have changed from the update to the 730 days purchase event data, but it might have changed from a different update to Meta, which happened in March. So the reporting might have changed because in March, Meta did make another change, which was how they classify engagement metrics. And they excluded link clicks from other interactions, and they also moved the video views from 10 seconds down to 5 seconds. So if your reporting in May is looking very different to the reporting in March, this potentially is the issue. And it's not the change that's just happened on May the 18th with the 730-day change that is causing fixing the issues. So with this change, what should you do? The number one thing would be to look at all the audiences you've got 180 days worth of data pulling for. Meta potentially has updated this to 370 already, so your ads might have been updated too. So go and check the ads that you've got live already and check the audiences that you've created. If you've got custom audiences that have been using the 180 days previously from the purchase event, double check whether these have been updated already to 370 days. Then go and create a 370-day audience. It's great to have this, and then we can work through how you add it into your ads. So the way that brands will use this change of 730 days of purchase data is going to be very different. Some brands might not think that somebody that purchased 2 years ago is relevant, but for luxury brands, somebody that did purchase 2 years ago probably is going to be relevant. So this could be a really rich pool of people that are shoppers from the past 2 years rather than 6 months. And I would definitely test this audience for luxury brands. So with ads, the brands that are doing the best are not necessarily the ones with the biggest budgets, but with these changes that happen, they're the brands that know how to strategically use that for their account. So if you're considering using this for the account but need some advice or help, drop a comment below or feel free to reach out, and then we'll be happy to help. If you found this video helpful, subscribe below and I'll be back next week with a platform update or strategy for luxury brands.